All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever stared at a maths problem and just wondered, what do they actually want me to write down? Well, today we're doing more than just solving a GCSE question. We're going to crack the code of the official mark scheme. We're going to find out exactly what you need to do to get every single mark, turning a good answer into a perfect one.
Okay, so here's our problem for today. This is straight out of the 2024 GCSE hire paper. You've got a company with 25,000 workers. They're getting a 6% increase in their workforce every year for 3 years, and we need to figure out the new total. Now, this is a classic compound percentage question, right? But the real secret to getting full marks, it's all in showing your process.
And that brings us to this little gem, pulled straight from the mark scheme. It says you get marks for evidence of using a correct first step. Okay, but what does that actually look like when you're writing it down? That's what we're going to break down right now. It's not just about the final number, it's about proving how you got there.
All right, let's go get that first mark. The smartest, most efficient way to handle a percentage increase like this is by using a single multiplier. Think of it like a magic tool that does all the hard work for you in one go. Let's take a look at how to find it. And here it is. This is our key tool, the percentage multiplier. To increase something by 6%, you just multiply it by 1.06. So why 1.06? Well, think about it. The 1 is your original amount, the full 100% of the workers. And the 0.06 is that extra 6% you're adding on. Stick them together and you get 1.06. Honestly, this little number is the foundation for our entire calculation.
Okay, now check this out, because this is the really cool part. See how simple it is to get on the scoreboard? Just by writing down this one calculation, 25,000 times 1.06, you've done it. You have officially shown evidence of a correct first step. Boom! That gets you your first process mark, the P1. Even if you completely stop right there, you've already got a mark in the bag. How great is that?
So that's year 1 sorted. But remember, the question asks for the total after 3 years. And here's the key. It's compounding. That means in year 2, the 6% increase isn't on the original 25,000. Nope, it's calculated on the new, bigger number of workers. So let's build this thing out for the full 3 years.
When you break it down like this, the logic is actually really simple, kind of like a recipe. Step 1, you start with your initial number, 25,000 workers. Step 2, you grab that multiplier we found, 1.06. And step 3, since it's happening for 3 years, you just apply that multiplier 3 times. Easy as that. And this is what that full process looks like. I mean, you could write it out the long way, 25,000 times 1.06 times 1.06 times 1.06, but the much cleaner, more efficient way is to use powers. Just write 25,000 times 1.06 to the power of 3. That one simple line shows the examiner you completely get how compounding works, and that's going to lock in all your process marks.
Okay, we've got our formula, we've shown our method. Now it's time for the easy part, letting the calculator do the number crunching. After that, we just have to make sense of the result. This is the home stretch, where we grab that final, super important accuracy mark. So you punch that into your calculator, hit equals, and there it is, 29,775.4. That's the mathematically perfect answer. But hang on a second, is that what we should actually write down as our final answer? Right, and this is where a little bit of common sense comes in. The question is about people, right? It's about workers. You can't have 0.4 of a person. It just doesn't make sense. So that tells us we need to make one last little tweak. We've got to round our answer to a whole number. Taking that final step shows the examiner you're not just a calculator. You're thinking about what these numbers actually mean in the real world.
And this is where knowing the mark scheme gives you a huge advantage. You'd probably look at 29,775.4 and think, okay, there's only one right way to round this. But what if I told you the examiners are actually way more flexible than you think?
Seriously, check this out. According to the official mark scheme, any of these 4 answers gets you the final accuracy mark. It's wild. This basically allows for different ways of rounding, so you could round down to 29,775, or up to 29,776, or even round to the nearest 10 or 100. Any of them are seen as a correct final answer. It gives you some breathing room.
And here's one last little secret from the mark scheme. What if you made a mistake? Say you misread the question and calculated simple interest instead of compound. You'd get an answer like 29,500. Now, your method is technically wrong, but the mark scheme actually has a special case mark just for this. It's like a safety net, which is pretty cool. It shows that they'll still give you some credit if you've done some reasonable math, even if you went down the wrong road.
So there we have it. We've gone from the question all the way to a whole range of correct answers, and we used the mark scheme as our roadmap. What it really shows us is that getting the marks is all about showing those clear logical steps. So my question for you is this. Now that you've seen the actual blueprint, how is this going to change the way you show your working out next time?